Drove 40 minutes across a valley last week for a junk removal lead I paid good money for. Showed up, nobody home. Phone goes straight to voicemail. That's gas, that's my Saturday, gone. Man, just take a second and really feel the visceral frustration there. If you're a local service operator, a hauler, cleaner, handyman, you probably felt that right in your bones. You've been there, right? You've literally paid good money for a ghost.
So, welcome to This Explainer. Today, we're putting a massive, glaring spotlight on a system that so many local service professionals rely on, but that honestly is actively working against them. We're going to expose this lead gen trap, what we're calling the Thumbstack dilemma. But more importantly, we're going to explore a mathematically superior, deeply logical alternative.
Here's our structure path for today. First, the pay-per-lead trap. Second, the Thumbstack dilemma. Third, we'll hit the math of dead leads. Fourth, renting versus bootstrapping. And finally, number 5, the serve sprint solution. Let's just get right to it.
Section 1. The pay-per-lead trap. Buying a chance, not a customer.
Okay, let's dive into this. The fundamental issue with these lead gen apps is that their core promise, it's basically a trap. You think you're buying a customer, but you're actually just buying a lottery ticket. Enter the shared lead. This is a system where a single customer inquiry is sold simultaneously to 5, sometimes up to 12 different service professionals. You might be paying, $30 to $100 for a single name, but the platform already sold that exact same lead to 4 other guys before you even picked up your phone. You're essentially paying to enter a bidding war you didn't even know you were running. You just pay to be a free estimate, or honestly just a bargaining chip for a price shopper.
Section 2. The Thumbstack dilemma. Reddit complaints and real war stories.
We aren't just talking in theory here. Let's look at the actual voices of frustrated tradespeople who are dealing with these systemic platform issues every single day. Take this operator. She was charged by the platform for communicating with her own returning client. The client simply liked messaging through the app instead of using her real phone number, so the algorithm flagged it as a new lead and charged the professional every single time, even with proof that they were repeat clients. I mean, it really highlights the absolute absurdity of a model that penalizes you for, actually building customer loyalty.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the algorithmic extraction going on. Even at the absolute lowest weekly budget setting, the platform's own algorithm miraculously finds a way to spend all of it. You're not in control of your spend based on the actual quality of leads available? Nope. The algorithm is designed to ensure you hit your maximum spend regardless of whether those leads are actually viable closing customers. It's literally an extraction machine. And then, oh man, there's a total lack of control over your own reputation. One professional made a simple typo while replying to a client review. The result? There's no edit button. One mistake sits in your profile permanently. You have real legal and reputational exposure on these platforms, and you're paying them for the privilege of a system that offers zero human support to fix the most basic errors.
Section 3. The math of dead leads. Burning money by the numbers.
Let's transition from these emotional war stories to the cold, hard mathematics of why this model fails small operators. Take a real handyman's experience over a 90-day period. He spent over $1,000 on leads. Want to guess how many turned into actual paying jobs? 2. Literally 2 jobs. And look, that's not a problem with his skills. That's a fundamental problem with the model. When you pay per lead, you aren't buying customers. You're buying contact info. You're paying for price shoppers, ghosts, and phone numbers that never even pick up. Statistically, if you pay $40 for a 20% shot at a job, you aren't investing. You're just burning money.
And hey, if you think these are just isolated complaints on Reddit, let's stamp this with some federal authority. $7.2 million. In 2023, the FTC ordered Angie's lead affiliate, Home Advisor, to pay up to $7.2 million over their lead practices, specifically over how they sold leads to service professionals. This completely validates that the structural issues we're discussing here are recognized at the highest regulatory levels.
Section 4. Renting versus bootstrapping. Who are you really working for?
So, the crucial point is this. This requires a massive mindset shift. It is time to stop funding Silicon Valley and start building actual wealth in your local market. The big question is, are you building your local service business, or are you just using your labor to fund a San Francisco lead broker? Think about it. When you pay per lead and the platform takes a cut every time, you basically have a silent partner who does absolutely none of the physical labor but takes a massive chunk of your margin. You're just renting a customer list. You aren't building equity.
To build real wealth, you've got to bootstrap. You need to own your distribution and keep your margin.
Section 5. The ServSprint Solution. Direct connection and flat fees.
And this brilliantly illustrates the logical exit from this whole dilemma. It's a tool built specifically for the Utah County market by a local operator who lived through this exact same pain. Let's contrast the two models really quick. With lead apps, you pay $30 to $100 per lead, right? With ServSprint, it's one flat monthly price. Lead apps sell that inquiry to 5 to 12 pros all at once. ServSprint provides a direct connection strictly to you. Lead apps take a cut, locking your money up. On ServSprint, you quote it, you do the work, and you keep the whole job, the whole shebang.
So what exactly is it? It's a live GPS radar map. It connects Utah County customers directly to available nearby professionals on a map with zero middlemen. Think of it like a radar for local services. The demand is already out there. People need a cleaner, a hauler, or a jumpstart right now. ServSprint is simply the distribution layer that makes you visible to that demand the exact moment it happens.
Let's move to and see how this builds an entirely frictionless customer journey. Step 1. The customer opens the ServSprint app. Step 2. They see you, the available pro, nearby as a dot right there on the live map. Step 3. They call you directly. That's it. No job boards to scroll, no alerts to chase while you're literally up to your elbows under a sink, and absolutely no bidding wars against strangers. The customer finds you, they call you, and you build the relationship. And the economics are incredibly pro-operator. For established businesses, it's a $29 a month flat subscription. For individuals or gig workers setting their own hourly rate, it's just $10 a month. But here is the absolute game-changer guarantee. It is completely free until the app actually rings your phone with your first real customer connection. No way, right? But it's true. You don't pay a single dime to gamble on leads. You only pay the flat fee after the platform proves it works. Which brings us to our final thought for this explainer. Are you building your business or subsidizing theirs? The skills are yours. The truck is yours. The labor is yours. It's time the profit and the customer relationships are yours too. Stop paying to lose a race you didn't even know you were in, and start planting a flag in your local market. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep building.